Hey everyone, we are live for episode 151 of the All Dolphins podcast, our Hard Knocks recap of episode 3 before we get going very quickly. And we do this because more people have told us they enjoy it than not. So we're going to, as long as that remains the case, we're going to keep doing it. Number 51, I'm going to throw out somebody who holds a very interesting place in NFL history, linebacker Larry Ball, who later became a high school football coach in South Florida. And here's the great part with Larry Ball. He was a member of the 1972 Perfect Dolphins, and he was a member of the 1976 0-14 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this is somebody who experienced both extremes. How about that?
That's book worthy right there. I did not know that. Never heard of the dude before, but hey, props to you for having your brain filled with all of this useless knowledge. But you're actually using it right now.
Exactly. And there will be some of our older viewers will be like, yeah, I remember Larry Ball. He was a backup on the Super Bowl teams. So, okay, Hard Knocks episode 3. Overall reaction.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Wow, really?
I thought it was phenomenal. They humanized Andrew Van Ginkel. They continued to show you Tua's personality, Mike McDaniel's personality, Tyreek's personality. So the 3 stars of the show that have just been consistent continue to be the stars. They showed, I love the little sneaker moment with the refs messing with, and Tua and everybody about the off-white sneakers, and, and people who aren't cool have no idea what off-whites are. They're Virgil sneakers. Virgil has passed away, but it's part of a brand. So yes, even the tags, you don't cut those things off. I loved every minute of this Hard Knocks episode. Primarily because they told the storylines that we know, but that the fans don't know, like Ginkel and his wife and the family and the struggles and trying to find a home and having to come back just because you didn't feel comfortable with any of the other opportunities or situations out there. And then how Van Ginkel plays when he gets that opportunity. He balls, and just having the foresight to follow him home and mic up his wife and be at that party with her, and then Van Ginkel, come on, it was like this.
Yeah, and understand, for the folks who are thinking like, well, something was set up or something, it was like scripted because it was scripted for Van Ginkel to have a big, they do a lot of extra footage that they have in case the guy has a big game. So, and it worked out perfectly well. And by the way,
that was a coinciding thing. They clearly got the clearance to go to Van Ginkel's home and show his family, and then the pictures, the family pictures, and him. I didn't know him and Sam had been together since high school. Like you don't get those backstories until you really start digging, and they're digging, and they told a love story, and you see his wife there celebrating during Van Ginkel's, even the shot of the wedding ring, while she's sitting there watching a game. It's great cinematography, just magnificent.
Okay, as I was saying, they prepare a lot of different footage because this show is going to go on till the end of the regular season, and Van Ginkel figured at some point to be a storyline because he's now a starter. And then it just so happened, lo and behold, that they would be prepared for him whenever he had a big game, and we could do a lot of things with him, and he had the big game. So, and the other thing too is for those people who question Omar and I's football knowledge, you remember that the 3 game balls for the game, as shown in the episode, were given to Tua, Tyreek, and Andrew Van Ginkel. Were these not the 3 players that Omar and I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Omar, that's a joke because these were 3 completely obvious choices.
They were kind of those were layups right there.
Exactly, but see, I'm just making the joke for those who think we know nothing about football.
You know what I really here are some of the things that I found very interesting. I thought it was an outstanding episode. I thought it was probably the best episode of Hard Knocks that I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not quite there. I don't think it was.
Was it at
quite as
least the
good as-
best of the season, in your opinion, or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I might have preferred episode 2 actually.
Because of the Jalen Phillips.
The Phillips thing, and it was so beautifully told, and it had like they covered that story as well as you can cover it, and I get that Tyreek and McDaniel are focal points on this team. I get it, and Tua as well. The three of them, but it hasn't been so Tua intensive. Like every episode is so Tyreek and McDaniel intensive.
They're your stars. Like you have stars of a sitcom. It's like you're
okay.
You're like
let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. It's not like they're the only guys on the team, and
I'd agree with you.
Okay, and it's like, okay, and I get that Mike McDaniel's a great personality as a head coach and all that, but it's like, to me, it's getting a little repetitive with him and with Tyreek. There's a lot of different things that they keep going on. The interaction with Eric Bieniemy at the end of the game, I thought was great. He had a great quote that I wrote down, something like, without you being part of my journey, I wouldn't be here. I love that line. To me, the highlight was the roller coaster ride celebration. Even though we knew it was coming, we saw it at the game, but it's a great preview.
It's a great tease. I disagree with you. You're not going to when you have an episode of Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld's a major featured character in every single episode. Okay. It's not about George Costanza or Elaine or Kramer. Yeah, they're the secondary stars, the co-stars, but the episode's always going to be about Jerry. And these episodes are always going to be about Tua and Tyreek and McDaniel. Now, what's interesting is they don't have access to Tua outside of the building. So that's why we're always in the quarterback room, because literally that's the only chance you get to see of Tua. Maybe he's loosening the reins, because I believe somebody said there was camera people, and when he was on the Manning cast, and maybe he let him inside the home then, and to see him play the guitar was phenomenal. By the way, just I'm so stunned at how good of a guitar player he is.
Okay, well, but since we initially were going to name the show, I said what I said. I said what I said. You can tell me that it's okay to have heavy doses of Tua, Tyreek, and McDaniel every single episode. To me,
you're going to get 10 minutes of each of them every single episode.
Okay, and am I allowed to have my point that I would like the love to be more spread around? There are other guys on the team who, like Duke Riley, has a very good personality, and maybe next week it'll be him, because now Jerome Baker's out.
There you go.
Okay, hopefully.
Knock
on wood. Okay, knock on wood.
But I think every week there's going to be somebody else who's elevated, just like Jalen Phillips was elevated last week, and the first week, Quentin Johnson, whatever the hell the kid's name is. Yeah, Quentin Bell. A position coach. Who's the guy who said every week is ASCII is an international language or something? Yeah,
well, we've gotten a heavy dose so far. We've gotten a very, very heavy dose of Anthony Campanelli. We've gotten a heavy dose of Darrell Bevel, and today we got a little bit of Wes Welker, who's a really, really funny dude, by the way. So Wes Welker's funny as hell.
Really?
Yes, he is low-key really, really, really funny. And I'm not just talking about because of his foot little routine when he was with the Patriots. If you don't remember that,
Wes Welker. Do you know he's funny because of like past experience covering him?
Yes, because he used to be with the Dolphins before he went to the Patriots. With the Dolphins, he was like very good in interviews, outgoing and all that, great personality. He got to New England, and all of a sudden it was completely buttoned down until he couldn't resist. And when the Rex Ryan thing with the foot fetish came out, and look it up on YouTube for those who have never seen it, it's absolutely hilarious, where Wes Welker, I think it's before a playoff game, I believe, starts making every reference known to man about we're being good foot soldiers. It's going to be I don't remember what he said. We were hoping not to stub our toe. I mean, all over the place. It was hilarious. And then he got slapped down by Bill Belichick and went back to being boring Wes. but the guy's got a good personality. So again, to me, it will be okay if we do an episode without either two, or without Tyreek, without McDaniel. And of course, you're going to tell me no, but that's fine. Again,
those are your stars. Those are the reasons why people are
you don't
watching.
need to tell me 85 times they're not the only stars on the team. I get it.
Name
them. Christian Wilkins.
No.
Who I know wants no part of it. Jalen Ramsey.
No part of it. You got to they got to give you access, man. And I'm not saying that they're not. I'm sure they will eventually, but your stars are going to be your stars, and they have to. They have to. This has got to be a national appeal show. It's got to carry nationally. So you're going to have to focus on the guys with the national names.
I understand that.
But tell one other story. I agree. I'm not arguing with you. Yes, Duke.
Well, you're totally arguing with me. You're totally arguing with me, but that's
Duke
okay.
Riley would be a great story to tell next week. And
we don't know yet. Duke Riley would be one, absolutely, without question. Riley would be one.
Hell, let's do the Liam Eichenberg story, since he's going to be. And it's funny you say that. It's funny I say Liam Eichenberg, because I was watching the clips of the footage of the game. And I got to watch that game over again, because based on their film, there was a lot of Liam Eichenberg leakage. The pressure, like he was getting moved at left guard. I expect him to go back to right guard, and then Lester Cotton be back at left guard.
Okay.
Yes, not.
Wow.
I love the episode. I love them messing with Tyreek about DK Metcalf, because DK Metcalf has said Tyreek's been ducking him for a whole year, for 2 years. Then Tyreek basically saying I'm not gonna run 23 anymore. I loved every single thing about that episode. One, they didn't start with Mike McDaniel. they started elsewhere.
And the QB room,
yeah. And the whole QB room and the Christmas thing, that was a little weird. That I'm not even going to deny that was a little weird. But hey, if Tua is absolutely that into Christmas, props to him. Like, Tua is very quirky. We know this, and
not necessarily huge on. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because I haven't seen all of them. But I'm one of the few people who saw Elf, and with that movie getting absolutely universal praise, and I'm like, I saw it and I was like, what?
Me and you, I'm not into Will Farrell. I just can't. I just can't. I don't enjoy it. Like old school Talladega Nights, yes. I think that the basketball one, but just Will Farrell, it's like 50 in a 90-minute movie, there's 15 minutes of funny Will Farrell. Like, and the rest is just ridiculous.
And in that movie, I don't even know if I was completely blown away by how insanely unfunny it was. I mean, I was like, my God. I'll give you another one. I mean, we're completely going off the rails here, but Princess Bride's another movie where everybody was like, tells me it's so fabulous and all that, and I'm like, sorry, I don't see it.
After somebody said after watching Manicast, when he said he was a weirdo, oh my God, really? Like, why can y'all let that go? Yes, I mistakenly called Tua a weirdo. I should have said he's quirky and unique. I apologize for calling him weirdo.
And it may be a big reason why him and McDaniel work so well together, because they're both quirky.
Yes, he's quirky. He's unique. He's different. He's not unorthodox. He's not a weirdo. There's nobody who's a weirdo. He's different. What I loved about the part is, dude, we make the season purposeful. That when McDaniel, they do get into the McDaniel speech, he's basically saying everything in the media that we asked him about, and they poo-poo like it doesn't matter and isn't real. McDaniel's addressing in the team meeting. You know, did we make the season purposeful? It's like poetic justice. We have been blessed to be in the same exact situation again. I found that just poetic justice. I still mean to ask, and I've been going to Mike McDaniel press conferences and really wanting to get this question in, but I never get the question because you never really get a question with Mike McDaniel. You get like one. I wanted, because I heard him say earlier this season that he was thankful for that 5-game losing streak because it created the team that he has right now. And I wanted to know how that translates into what the performance that they're showing. And he answers it in a number of questions, but I need that. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that.
I'm going to shake my head because it's completely ridiculous. It's like, here's the thing is he's trying to make a positive out of a bad situation. What's he going to say? It completely sucked that we lost 5 in a row. I mean, it's not the reason they have a better team. They have more talent than they had last year. Okay. Can we agree on that?
I don't know. I didn't cover last year's team.
Well, trust me when I tell you this team is much more talented than last year's team.
Okay. I love him saying we don't give an F who we're playing. And that's clearly been consistent. Him saying that Tua is going to throw 450 yards because he's psychotic this week. And we know locked in Tua. Like Tua is locked in. Tua is committed to being the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't think that's really ever wavered, but to see him have that commitment and dedication now is quite impressive. Your standard is not trying to do the most or average. I thought him saying that to Tua was sort of personified who he is. Tua's trying to be great. Tua's trying to be a legend. And, I think he's well on his way, but, he's got to win December games. You're just like,
you're going for a bit. So I'm kind of like, I'm looking at the comments.
Yeah. And then I didn't know that Tua was the first person that brought up the fact that DK Metcalf, now the fastest man in the NFL, fastest guy in the NFL, took down Tyreek. Also, I love the fact that, and I don't think this is even real because I don't think anybody as young as Tyreek actually knows LT, because I barely know LT and I'm 46 years old, but I saw him play. And I don't think you could get a full grasp of how good LT was if you didn't see him playing games that mattered. If you saw him on like old school footage, okay, maybe, but LT was a monster and a legend and probably the guy who changed defenses. So changed the way teams play defense.
Yep. Okay, let's address some of these comments over here.
All right.
Poupar never misses a chance to back up what he's saying. I like it. Thank you, Smith. I like it too. Every time he says, I said what I said, I hear Mike Tomlin after Pat's game.
Does Mike Tomlin say I said what I said?
I have no idea, but I love Mike Tomlin. So
I do love Mike Tomlin as well. Mike Tomlin is dope.
That dude can coach.
Here's an important one. So no mention of Jerome Baker. Phillips got half of an episode, but Baker doesn't even get mentioned. That's weird. I think maybe because of the uncertainty of the injury. That could definitely be something that's going to be the top storyline of this entire week. Do you disagree?
At this point, no, I don't disagree. I think they may also play up the fact that they're on Monday Night Football.
Okay.
Signature game more so than your regular typical 1 p.m. I did love, by the way, the Van Ginkel backstory. Very cool especially when Samantha mentions, didn't know where we were going to be.
Yeah.
That period of uncertainty. That was very cool.
She fell in love with him at 15. Man, I don't trust that 15-year-old love. I just can't. I know, 15. To think that you found your person at 15, that's crazy.
There's no
Yeah, I know.
One set formula,
That's so crazy though. And to follow him wherever he goes, that is crazy. And he went a lot of places. Gink went a lot of places.
Did you bring that up, our good friend
Yeah.
Jeff, or did am I the one who brought him
I
up?
brought that up. 3 things that stood out. They took all of Omar's feedback. Yeah.
What the hell does that mean, Jeff? By the way, you're right. I didn't like point out any of those storylines that were going to be on there. Sure, it was all Omar.
Need to sign Gink right now to a 4 to 5 year deal. I don't know about that. Tua blames everything on himself. He does. Needs to be able to not say that after every throw. I mean, Tua's who he is. He's ultra critical of himself, and I don't think anything is going to change that. And
we got too many contracts to address at this point to stamp it that they have to sign Van Ginkel.
Omar likes, wow, okay, this is from me. Omar likes the lamest episode so far. I appreciate Tua, but he's boring. Tua is boring. He's the kind of guy who listens to Michael Bublé. I like Michael. What's wrong with Michael Bublé? In his Lambo, and Tua doesn't have a Lambo. He has a Bentley.
Yeah, zero chance Tua drives a Lambo, and I don't even know what he drives.
He drives a Bentley truck. It's not a
okay, but not like a speed car like that.
No. It's not a speed car, but it's the most expensive car you can kind of buy.
Oh, no, to me it wasn't a money issue. It was like a car style issue.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely no Lambo. The NFL needs a Cy Young type of award for QBs. If Free gets 2,000 and we get to number 1 seed in the AFC, he's the MVP. And I'm not arguing that. We discussed that on the earlier podcast. If you haven't seen podcast episode 150, you should check that out because we address that and we talk about me doing an about face on whether Tyreek should be an MVP frontrunner.
And if I may, you can't have a separate award for quarterbacks when they're basically by default getting every MVP. Daniel, thank you very much. Oh, you go. It's all yours. Go ahead.
I don't want to read. Omar,
it's addressed to you, so go for it.
Thank you for your interaction with us Dolphin fans on Twitter. I'm not even really interacting anymore, and I apologize for that. I'm just not really in the headspace for it. I'm sorry. Thank you for all your articles and insight you've given us. What about Poop Hard? Poop Hard gives articles and insight. You truly appreciate us Fins fans and are amazing at what you do. Daniel, I really thank you. Those are such nice words. I really needed them right now. I don't believe any word you just said, though. I really need to get back to where I was in the right headspace and to be interacting with people on Twitter. I'm just not there yet. I'll get there though.
Okay, you're allowed to be wrong on Elf.
No. You are right on Elf. You are right. I can't make it through 15 minutes of Elf. Like,
my God,
Elf is horrible.
Elf but we're allowed to be wrong. I mean, that was a major concern.
Yeah. No Baker. No Baker is weird. Phillips got half of an episode. Well, I mean, that's not one. Baker didn't suffer a season-ending injury, and also,
one happened on a Friday, the other one happened on a Sunday. So, where by the time they were shooting, there was still maybe some.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be off the cutting room floor on Monday morning. So, yeah. You're right. The day does make a difference.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, I'm not. Please don't put that one up there. The one. Sorry, Scummy, we're not putting yours up there.
What Scummy? Damn, I like that one.
Which one?
Scummies.
Are you serious?
Is this Dolphins
team built the last exposed cap? No, not that one. Scummy had another one. That one's fine. Is it built to last? Well,
what happens if something happens to that exposed cap? Do you have many more? Like what?
I may show up tomorrow and the show's been taped already. The behind an enemy line, so maybe I'll show up Thursday with a different hat, or maybe I want to
have a white one.
I have the tricolored, the tricolored one. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mine is built to last and not subject to the issues with the salary cap. So unlike the Dolphins, unfortunately.
McDaniel can be funny and he's definitely different, but it can get boring. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he rambles a lot, so yes, it can get boring.
And here's the thing: is the shtick is the same always, and
Eh,
and I like McDaniel's a great guy and all that. And he's a very very good coach, but yeah, it can to me. This is why I don't need to see 10 minutes of him every episode.
but
I like this, but hold on, let me address this one because that's a
mm,
great one right there. Ingold would be great to feature, and I would highly suspect he will be featured next week because he was nominated today for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award by the Dolphins.
they would
And
have had to have covered him doing a community service event. And to be honest with
you
you,
don't think they have that footage? Number one, I'm sure they have that footage. Number two, he's got a great backstory. Dude, it was featured throughout the NFL this weekend in commercials with My Cause, My Cleats, his
yeah,
backstory of being adopted at birth. And
mhm,
and that's if you want a human feature story right there.
yeah.
So yeah, good call. And I would expect him to be featured yesterday.
Eh, it's a good
I mean
story.
yesterday, next week. Sorry.
It's a good story. We'll see. We'll see. Um.
Thank you.
so-
Thank you, Tina.
oh wow. Oh, that's the one you didn't want. See,
No, this one
hold
here.
on.
This one here. No. No.
Hold on. I don't know guitar. But yes,
I'm sorry. That's
I,
funny.
I am going to attend to a press conference on Thursday and ask him about his guitar playing because I know he only plays by ear. I believe I've heard. I
Dude,
can't
he
remember.
played fine. Did you read this? I'm sorry. Tell me that's not funny.
Who doesn't
For those, okay, I'll read it for you. Tua doesn't survey the guitar strings. He strums to spots and hopes for the best. I'm sorry.
I took it very
That's
literally. I took it very literally. I really took it very literally. Like, because I don't think he knows like musical notes. I think he plays by
and
ear.
I took it as satire related to like some people criticizing Tua. I'm not
Yes.
one of them because Tua's great. So don't put me in that there. Okay, I'm just gonna put up there to ask, what the hell's your problem, David X? Okay, we good?
Malcolm,
Tech with malcontent LOL. What the hell's your problem, David? How's that?
I don't know what that means,
I have no
and
idea.
you probably have to explain to me what a malcontent means.
Somebody who's never happy. So, um,
Okay.
but no, you know what, David? I'm happy that I put you on the screen so I can tell you, to go to hell. So there we go.
Are you a Big C Will cool now? What was Big
Like
C
Connor
Will?
Williams. Connor Williams.
I don't. I never thought me and Conor Williams had a problem. Maybe you and Conor Williams have a problem. Like I don't know. Like
I don't think Connor Williams ever had a problem with anybody in that
yeah.
media contingent.
Did we do this one already?
Yes, this is yes.
We did that one. Okay.
Yeah, you can read it again if you'd like. That's
No,
fine.
no, 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 no.
Do we want to put this one up here? Sure, we'll put this one up here. Go ahead.
You guys do a great job, Alan. I'm a big Tua fan, but understand you needing to see him get a big win late in the season. Omar, I think you and Joe Rose are great together and think you should be co-host. Thank you. I appreciate that. Those are such nice, kind words. Why is Brandon Marshall consistently being mentioned on this? I don't want to talk about Brandon Marshall.
Yep, this is important to mention too. Our friend Smith again. The crowd of Washington after the score. Yep, sounded like a Miami home game. Yes, Dolphin fans showing up. Dolphin fans are traveling very, very, very well these days.
Mhm.
Travel very, very well.
Omar, you're a weirdo. I am.
Why are you putting that up?
I am a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo.
Does Reek get 200 yards versus the Titans? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to let him go off. And
Buck 63.
I heard on Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp, they have a show together, a podcast, and they were talking about Tyreek, and they were basically like, yeah, they don't think any team is going to allow Tyreek to go off on them to get to the 2,000 yards. So They think nobody wants to be that embarrassed. So especially when you get to the late final games, it could be getting very interesting how to get Tyreek to 2,000.
But no, and I get that, but then I look at Washington and what they did, and it's like,
yeah, but that's just
are you trying to lose covering him one-on-one? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely, no question about it.
Our good friend Sean, how are you, man? There was an odd-looking fake handoff reverse pitch action Tua operated in the first half that resulted in negative gain plays. Do you guys remember that play action move, and what's your assessment? Pitch action operated.
My assessment is I moved on from Washington, and I have not thought about it since.
Yeah, I don't know which ones he's talking about. There are a couple of plays. I can tell you there were a couple of plays where they were asking River Craycraft to block a guy inside from an outside position, and the guy got inside of him both times, and it resulted in negative plays. I don't know if that's one of the ones you're talking about. I'm not quite sure. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, it's interesting. This is more you, but it's got a little.
Damn it, Omar! Except you are necessary to the fan base. You and Poop respect them both. I don't understand what that means.
Well, it's got respect to you both, so had to.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
and that actually stumped me.
What's that?
This question here. What are your top 3 Christmas movies? I don't even.
Oh, I got one very quickly off the top of my head. Love Actually is a great Christmas movie.
I love Love Actually.
You like it, that movie?
Yeah, I love Hugh Grant. So I love most of the stuff that he's been in. One of the movies that I don't think gets respect for Christmas movies. It's my favorite movie of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's Boomerang. And Boomerang, it has Christmas elements into it. So I gotta put that in there as a Christmas movie.
Okay, well, if we're gonna do that, okay. Here's my second one, Bad Santa.
Okay, I like Bad Santa. That is a very good movie.
Off the top of my head, number 3.
And I like Home Alone. Home Alone is a very good Christmas movie.
Home Alone was a very good movie.
I tried to get my daughter to watch that, and she lasted about 3 minutes.
Because she's too young for that. She's too young for that.
Yeah. I thought it would be cool, but she was like, "Nah, if these people aren't cartoons, I'm not watching it."
There you go. Off the top of my head, I'll go Home Alone off the top of my head. I was thinking Trading Places maybe because there is some Christmas element to it because it takes place, but that's not really a Christmas.
I don't remember Trading Places.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
No, don't remember.
But Bad Santa, I think Bad Santa, Love Actually are my clear. No Christmas Vacation. No, I know what. I don't think I've ever seen Christmas Vacation.
This is a good question. Is Christian Wilkins a must bring back guy, or could he be on the move next season?
That's a good question. Do you want me to take it first? I'm leaning this way. Toward he's a core player you have to keep.
I'm leaning towards he's a core player you have to keep, and you will do so with the franchise tag. But I don't know what to say, or I don't know how they're going to sign all the guys that they need to sign in off season. Like Christian Wilkins will cost you what you can sign 3 guys for. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So we'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay, you got another. Another fan?
Omar been fan since you had the tweet about Cardinals going draft Kyler Murray at Combine. You guys are really awesome. Listen, okay, thank you. I don't remember. Oh, did I predict they were going to draft Kyler Murray? Probably did.
Did you predict that?
Yeah. I think I did. Wasn't
it kind of obvious once they hired Cliff Kingsbury?
No, I think I predicted it before. Like I was watching Kyler Murray. This is a true story. I was watching Kyler Murray and I was like, holy crap, this guy is ridiculously good. And he'll be the number 1 pick of the draft. and then Safidine basically said, "Oh, you like Kyler Murray? You should really look at this guy named Tua Tagovailoa." Because I don't watch. People don't realize I don't watch college football at all, like at all. I'll watch college football during bowl season, and then I'll watch for draft prospects. I have no interest in. I haven't watched a second of Alabama. I only watch for college for draft prospects. So I'm watching college football like after the season, like during combine time, and so I'll keep up with. Like I won't know what happens in a game, like because I don't care. I'm just watching a game for a prospect, and so Saf says you should really look at Tua. You'll really like him. If you like Kyler Murray, you'll love Tua. And then I started looking at Tua, even though I think he was a sophomore, and I was just like, "Holy crap, this guy is phenomenal!" And that's when Tank for Tua began.
But they're so here's the thing is and it's cool and all that, but they're so apples and oranges in terms of style.
Yeah, but you know what it was? I really was starting to become infatuated with the RPO offense and the intricacies of it and learning it. And I was intrigued by the way Kyler Murray operated it. And I thought you could build an entire offense around him. I did not know that Kyler Murray didn't like studying film and didn't know how to read a defense. You learn that in hindsight. And I wouldn't touch him right now with a 10-foot pole. You couldn't give him to me in a trade. And
okay, now we need to get on to the important stuff, Omar.
Okay.
Somebody's saying I'd look great with a Tua hairstyle. Which one, the cornrows or the puffy hair?
You do have the puffy hair. You
need to see a high school picture of me where I have really, really, really puffy hair, and you don't want to see it because it's pretty frightening, actually. So no, you're gonna be stuck with the hat for a while.
This is interesting, and this is one X should be featured, but I don't know what you would feature him for or on. X is a great player, great guy, but I just don't know exactly what you would do, considering he doesn't have stats. He's just a very good player, but nobody's really throwing at X, to be honest with you. And I don't think teams are throwing at the secondary. Teams are throwing at Cater Kohu. That's who they're throwing at.
Well, if you look at the two longest pass plays for Washington on Sunday, the guys in coverage, one time was Jerome Baker, the other time was David Long.
Yeah.
See what do we got here. By the way, somebody put, I can't find it here because I was going to bring it up. Oh, here we go. What? Monaco, really? Y'all hoping Tyreek doesn't get those yards? I really hope he does. Where did we ever suggest anything?
I'm dying for Tyreek to get those yards. Tyreek definitely needs those yards. Tyreek, I've been on Tyreek for 2000 since he tweeted it out, probably in like April.
I think what happened. Monaco, just what Omar said is he sees opposing defenses going out of their way to make sure that he doesn't go off against them. That's not
me. I said Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp said that. And I was just like, interesting theory. They played the game. They know opponents. Nobody wants to be embarrassed like that. Even though I'm sure nobody wants to be embarrassed every week by Tyreek, but Tyreek is a cheat code. Like, what are you going to do about Tyreek? Especially the way that they scheme things up. They force the issue, and if you want to play zone, they're going to move Tyreek around, and if you want to play man, they're just going to move the back out the backfield, and then stretch you out, and you're going to have to pick your poison. And sadly enough, everybody always somehow drops the ball on Tyreek.
Edwin, Hill wins MVP, Tua wins Super Bowl MVP. That a better script? The part about Super Bowl MVP with a Dolphin player is perfect, regardless of how it.
Yeah, I love this because I think this has been a national debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I absolutely put Die Hard in the Christmas movie category.
It's events that happen during Christmas time. It's not again. What do I know about movies? Although that doesn't stop me from talking about football. So, I got one here. Praise for moi. So I'm going to put it up there.
It's
Thank you
coming.
for all your interaction with Dolphins. I appreciate all your activities and insights. You're quite welcome. Thank you, Scummy. And I enjoy interacting. Sometimes I don't particularly appreciate the disrespect, but such is life in the big city.
Okay. Animated awesome movies. Klaus Van Ginkel's Amazon profile name is. I didn't.
Oh, you said it wasn't his.
Huh?
You said it wasn't his. Did you see it? Catch that in the episode?
Yes.
And they also catch his firstborn is named Ripken Van Winkle. I mean, sorry, Van Ginkel. See, I did it. Ripken Van Ginkel. Rip Van Ginkel.
He clearly, I believe people say he's funny. He's funny and has a huge sense of humor. So yeah. I didn't catch what the name was, but then I know they showed it on the screen, but I didn't stop it and replay it. And I didn't.
It's Ripken and Leo.
No, but I'm talking about what is.
Oh, got it.
It was huge Wang. Yeah.
And he said, no, that's not mine. That's not mine. What do we have here, Michael? What are your guys' thoughts on the Finns controlling this by winning out if they were to go Super Bowl having 1 seed and have 6 of 7 games at home? Here's the first question I would ask, and this is a philosophical question. Can you really control your destiny? Think about it.
Yes, you can.
It's your destiny. It's in one of the definitions in the dictionary is it's a predetermined.
Okay, but the choices that you make, it's like a role-playing game. The choices that you make alter your destiny at all times, correct?
Do they alter your destiny or your fate or your ultimate destination? Anyway, that's a debate for another day because I don't know that's really.
Oh, this is such a good point. No,
okay, hold on. Oh, that is a great point. Hold on one quick second.
I mean, it's early Christmas, so maybe they'll do it closer to Christmas.
The answer is let's go back to Michael here. Yeah, absolutely. If they have their number 1 seed, they absolutely will be the favorites in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl without question. If they're the number 1 seed, without question. The no scooters thing. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's not Christmas yet. It's December 5th.
And it also happens Saturday. Maybe I don't know. That probably would have given them enough time to.
I mean, they'll get into the Christmas. I mean, they did. Yeah, the editing allows you to put that into an episode closer to Christmas. This is Tyreek's gift, and then they can get into this Christmas. I always love the elephant exchange that they do, and the white elephant. Yeah, I always love all the team's gift giving and exchanges and things like that.
Okay, or
yeah,
two other possibilities. Number 1, they decided we have enough Tyreek. Don't shake your head at me. I'm going to say what I said.
There's never enough Tyreek.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Okay. 1, they decided we have enough Tyreek stuff in this particular episode. Or 2, since we can never have enough Tyreek from week to week, let's save it for another week so we make sure that if there's nothing going on, we will have some Tyreek because we cannot have an episode without Tyreek.
I promise you the Tyreek scooters is coming closer to Christmas. I mean, Tyreek gave it on December the 1st. That's not a Christmas present. That's just a present.
No, correct. They certainly can use it like that. It easily could have been part of the episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys find it weird how Purdy jumped in the MVP ladder while Tua is not even top 3?
Tua had his moment.
The whole and the whole thing is it's kind of, and this is kind of like in this era, this microwave era. Like after every game, you see like guys move up, move up, move up, move up, move down. When the awards should be based on the totality of the season.
Bro, it's about getting people to bet. It's about suckering people in. And if you make Tua's odds low enough, you might sucker me in. If you and I Brock Purdy
It's
is
not
not.
just odds. It's also also national media talk shows. It's not purely about odds. I hear what you're saying. But
That's everything about sports is about betting and making suckers put money down on it. That's today's sports. It just is.
you also understand that there's talk shows that have to fill,
Hmm.
I don't know what, 3 hours every single solitary day.
I
And you
used
got
to run one 4 hours. Yeah,
okay.
and you know what you're talking about. You're talking about what's going to move the needle,
That
and
MVP race moves the needle.
yeah, it does. It does. It does. I promise you, they'll 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 do it at least once a week for the next 5 weeks. I mean, yeah. How many times have you seen a commentators? Here's my ranking of who is the MVP right now. Like
Right.
you've seen it consistently. Um, uh, Theory: the Buffalo Bills
Okay,
blew
hold
their.
on, because you just wiped out the one I had up,
Oh, sorry, my
which
bad.
was a dude asking about or pointing out that the last year's 8-3 start was brought up quite a bit. Yes, it was. That was also a major theme of this storyline in this episode. Go ahead, Omar.
Theory: the Buffalo Bills blew their load to beat the Dolphins. Been downhill since they beat us. No, they've been injured since they beat you. But they smacked you around. So, and they still got the tools to smack you around too, because they don't need to blitz you to get pressure, and that's the recipe for disaster. I got a ton of hate for saying that, bringing up that Buffalo is Josh Allen's Miami's daddy. He is, like, so until you beat him, have some perspective.
Kelly, home field advantage is so important for us. We got some breaks. Casey and Jackson have easier schedules going forward. Can we close one or two? Sure. I don't think it's absolutely would not put it out of the realm of possibility.
Take care of your own business. Take care of your business.
Correct.
Farm your own land, and this Dolphins team is locked in. They truly are, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to cover a team that's locked in. They don't drop the ball. They don't take a week off. They get distracted. You know, it's a credit to the leadership that they have.
Go ahead, Omar. This one's yours.
How come Omar doesn't have you on Dudley Durham's channel? What's up with that? Also, Omar, are you still cool with Big O? I will always be cool with Big O, and I've told Poop to go on Dudley Durham's channel, and he refuses.
I've never been asked, so if I'm asked, I will gladly appear. I've never been asked. So. Okay. Balls in his court, as they say in tennis. Which
say Dudley Durham, you gotta invite Poop on.
I don't go anywhere I'm not invited. like a tuna barbecue. Sorry.
Even if you were invited to a tuna barbecue, you wouldn't go.
I don't know. What? If it was an invitation in good faith, why wouldn't I? If the invitation was,
I am dying to know the gift Tua gets people for, because I know he's going to get the offensive line gifts, Christmas gifts, and I know he's going to get his fellow quarterbacks Christmas gifts. Question is he going to get his receivers Christmas gifts?
I remember somebody mentioned, I don't remember who it was, who said something about like he took care of his people like really well. But I can't remember what the gift was.
He got everybody a Traeger grill, Austin Jackson.
That's the one. And it was one of our first 10 interviews.
Yeah, no, and it taught him how to cook, how to grill. Okay. And I don't know what a Traeger grill is, but I'm curious.
It may have been Austin who told.
No, Austin. He talked about it today too.
Okay, there you go. Daniel, how many players will make Pro Bowl this year?
I'm going 5.
Tua, Tyreek, one offensive lineman. I'm going to go
Conor Williams.
Christian Wilkins makes it this year.
Christian Wilkins.
I think Javon Holland, there's enough smoke there. He's going to make it this year.
No, I think it'll be Jalen Ramsey.
I think he needs to pick up the interception numbers.
He's got 3. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, that's a good point.
Coming back from a season
He
ending
will have played 10 games.
on name recognition
If he gets
alone.
3 picks in 10 games on name alone, maybe.
On name alone, he's already in.
I said maybe. Bradley Chubb.
Chubb is a good one.
Oh yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Okay.
Maybe not an offensive lineman. I don't think if it was an offensive lineman, it's going to be Conor Williams, and I don't think he's going to get on.
Pro Football Focus.
Raheem Mostert. How do we forget Raheem Mostert?
Pro Football Focus put him as its number 1 center at his 3/4 All-Pro team.
Conor Williams.
They had 3 Dolphin players on their first team All-Pro.
Does Jason Kelce not exist?
I don't know who was second team. I don't recall.
There ain't no center better in the game than Kelce. Sorry. Come on.
Okay, I'm just telling you what they had.
Yeah, somebody's on the take.
They had Tyreek as wide receiver and Javon Holland at safety.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what they had. Okay.
All right, cool. And where's Christian Watkins?
Wasn't on there. I didn't really pay attention to the rest of the team, to be honest. I was just looking for Dolphin players.
All right.
Cool. Funny one, Data. That's funny. That's funny. I'm a vampire. I lose all my powers if I'm not invited in. That's funny. Oh. That's awesome. Somebody's asking about Brian Flores. We addressed that. I don't want.
What about Brian Flores?
No, I don't want to go there.
Yes, Raheem Mostert. How do we forget Raheem? And for like the guys got 16.
Because we suck and we know nothing about football. How's that?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
There you go.
No, let's not do this.
What? Oh.
Nobody cares. How many players did he get in the top 100? Nobody cares about top 100.
If you saw how players vote on those, you wouldn't care either. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yes, they vote who their agents tell them to vote half the time. Agents from different companies. Anyway.
Or do you remember when we played Buffalo? Who was that guy who was pretty good? Who was it?
Stop. Yes. What's his name?
Too much?
97. That guy. Yeah. Yeah. Which position or assistant coach has the most impact on this?
Oh, gee, I wonder who you're going to say.
I feel shame now. It's damn Butch Barry. Are you crazy?
That's what you're going to say.
Butch Barry's like the MVP of the team. Like, they got a respectable offensive line. When's the last time they had that? 2016.
Assistant coach that was Vic Fangio. David, thank you. Tua was faking a handoff to the opposite side of the play and then turn pitch to the RB going the other direction. It's to freeze the defensive perspective. Yeah, correct. That's exactly why he does it. It's misdirection.
How special was this coaching staff? The Grinch that stole Chris. Oh, The Grinch is a pretty good movie too.
Frosty the Snowman. Here's another one.
Heard Reuben Foster was getting a workout. Getting a workout.
Correct.
He is. We've
getting
got
a workout on
Dolphins.com.
And however, here's the thing though. Before folks start, because he's a big name, former first-round pick, before we start putting him in the Pro Bowl at the end of this year, if they do sign him, it's more than likely going to be to the practice squad. If they were to move up somebody, my guess is they move up Alexander Johnson from the practice squad. So this
Yes.
is, again, he's a big name. I get it. Dude hasn't played in the NFL since 2018. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he's getting a workout. Doesn't mean that they're going to sign him. They're going to see how he looks. By all accounts, he played well in the USFL for the Pittsburgh Maulers. But
Yeah.
it's a different.
Did you see what Micah Parsons said about Tua? I did not. You're usually up on these things.
I don't know, Casey. If you want to put that in the comments, please do.
Yeah, because I'm curious now.
Micah is not shy about expressing his opinion. So,
Tua's play is so filthy. I did hear two things I noticed on Hard Knocks. Tyreek saying his I thought about asking him about his earring, if it was an homage to LT, who I met and did. I've met him a couple times. We did an I Am Athlete episode, which is one of my favorite I Am Athlete episodes, really, because him and Brandon. Oh my God, that became so contentious. It was like he basically knew Brandon.
Serious?
Yeah, he knew Brandon was full of shit. So the whole time he was like staring at him, giving him, and Brandon was being disrespectful to him. And it's a really good episode. It makes it a really good episode. And I'm in it. So if you haven't seen it, and LT talks about Tom Brady, and he said we put it out right before the Super Bowl. It was probably one of my final episodes I did. And it's a really, really good episode. And he just he wanted nothing to do with Brandon because he knew Brandon was a fraud and full of shit, which is true and accurate.
It must be because that's like 3 times you've said it already, bro.
Yeah, no, but if you watch the episode, you'll see that he's like they're like going at each other, and Brandon's being disrespectful, and LT's like really coming after him. And it was good. It was a good episode.
I'm going to address this a little because this is so exhausting to me. Why is it when Tua have Hill, it's all Hill, but when Mahomes went to 11-team win with Hill, Kelsey, Hunt, don't get me wrong, is the best QB. Burrow has Chase Higgins, Boyd, Mixon, Hurts has Brown and Smith. Whoever said it was all Hill, seriously, can we pay attention to what's being said? This is so insanely tiring. I mean, earlier podcast today, Tuesday, me, the supposed Tua hater, I said he's an MVP candidate, having an MVP type year. Does that sound like I'm saying it's all Hill? Come on, man.
Actually, I do want to answer this question. Do you know why I Am Athlete removed a bunch of videos? Because they had other cast members on it, including myself. And if we're not continuously being compensated for it, you can't use it, and it's a violation to YouTube. So yeah, you got to take it down. So the old cast members were basically like, take that crap down. And at this point, I'll probably be the same way.
I'm going to give a shout out here to your
man
co-host Tobin 7 best remix ever. That was well done.
That was well done. I hope it gets to a million views because he definitely deserves it. It was so well done and such a great quick turnaround.
That was very good.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to do this anymore. So
sold, works for me. But by the way, I'm going to leave on this last note. Monica, please pay attention. Omar and I both would love to see Tyreek get 2,000 yards. Stop saying that. Why do we don't want to see it?
I don't understand. Like,
yeah, I don't understand, Monica. You're not paying attention, Monica. So as we sign off on this and thank everyone for joining us,
I would love for Tyreek to I need him to get 2,000 yards. Are you crazy? Like, why would we not want Tyreek to get 2,000 yards? Like, Tyreek needs to break a record.
Okay, I got to put this one up for Joel. I'm very tired, so I'm not reading well, but I think this is a compliment. So, Poop, if you have one fan, then that is I. If you have no fans, then I am no longer on this earth. Yeah, that is a guy. Thank you very much, Joel. Much appreciated. And I appreciate everyone who tuned in to hear Omar and I talk about Hard Knocks,
Make sure you check out episode 150. And then tomorrow at noon, you're going to have Teron Davenport on Behind Enemy Lines.
Talking Titans.
All righty, fine, folks. We will see you tomorrow.
Thanks again, everyone.
All right. Oops, my bad.